Hi friends, welcome to another installment where I talk about a common trope in the romance genre and give you some of my favorite recommendations with that trope. Today's video is going to be all about the marriage of convenience and fake dating. I have to tell you, these are two of my favorite tropes, and I think what I love about it is that it puts people in forced proximity where they have to figure out how to get along, and because they're faking a relationship or because they've gotten married for convenience reasons, it makes it really easy for sparks to actually start flying. I love this so much and I have lots of recommendations for you. I decided to pair these two tropes together. They're a little bit different. Typically the marriage of convenience you're gonna see mostly in historical romance with some exceptions, and typically the fake dating you're gonna see in more modern contemporary romances, again with some exceptions. I think I do have one that's like a fake courtship type thing, sorta kinda. Let's go ahead and dive into all of my recommendations for these tropes. We're gonna begin with the marriage of convenience, which I love. Probably the go-to recommendation for this, if you're looking for fun historical romance that's got feminist modern sensibilities, is The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. I love this one. It's also loosely inspired by Beauty and the Beast, but it's definitely a marriage of convenience. You have kind of a grumpy hero who's been disfigured due to the war and thinks that he's now unlovable, who has a marriage of convenience because he needs to have an heir with a woman who was a seamstress, except they end up falling in love. And it's really, really great, really beautiful, a little bit steamy. Definitely a fan. I just love Tessa Dare. I think she's one of the best historical romance authors writing right now, especially if you want something that's lighthearted and funny and has more modern sensibilities to the way that it handles things like relationships and gender roles. This is definitely a great one to pick up. Another one that I think kind of falls into this category, but it's a novella, so everything happens pretty quickly, is The Governess Affair by Courtney Milan. I kind of just wanted to get a couple of Courtney Milans on here because I love her so much, but this one is about a young woman who had been assaulted by her employer and is now with child, and the man who ends up offering to marry her for convenience, but perhaps something more. I really enjoyed this, and I also think it has one of the best scenes I have ever read showing how consent can be sexy. It's great. For fantasy lovers out there, I have a really fantastic one that is a political marriage of convenience. This is also one that I mention in my Friends to Lovers trope video, which I'll link up above. This, of course, is Radiance by Grace Draven. Absolutely love this one. It's so sweet, so romantic, with like two really nice people falling in love. It's a political marriage of convenience, so they're getting married for political reasons. They're of different species, and so they actually find each other physically repulsive at the beginning, but they're nice people, so they decide to make the best of it, become friends, and then slowly feelings develop. I just love this. It's such a sweet romance. It's very low drama, and it's just a lot of fun. So definitely have to recommend this one. Another great pick for this is my personal favorite book from Beverly Jenkins, who writes American historical romance. This is Tempest. This one is fun because it's got a mail order bride. So the heroine is a mail order bride, which means that the hero, who is a widowed father, had put an ad in a newspaper saying that he was looking for a wife, and then they exchanged letters for some period of time before deciding that they were going to come together and get married. And so what's great about this is he's this like quiet, shy, introverted doctor, and she is the super spunky, sassy, strong woman, and I just like got such a kick out of it. I loved their relationship, but also like to give you a taste of what it's like, the way that this book opens is she's on her way to meet him, and they had in their caravan been attacked by like, I don't know, raiders or highwaymen, whatever you would call them. And so when he comes out to meet them, she thinks that he's another one of these highwaymen and accidentally shoots him in the shoulder. So So what a great start to a relationship. I really love this. It was a lot of fun. It was funny. If you want a good place to start with Beverly Jenkins, this is not a bad place to go. I do have another Tessa Dare on this list, and actually the two Tessa Dares that I recommend in this video are also the places that I recommend people start with Tessa Dare if they want to try her out. So the Duchess deal is one good place to start. Another great one though is When a Scot Ties the Knot. The premise of this is very funny and the execution is fantastic. It follows a young woman who is shy and introverted and doesn't want to get married, so she makes up a fake lover who is a captain in the military and is always sending off these long letters to this fake man that she made up, and then eventually she decides to kill him off once she has reached the age of being a spinster so she can retire into the countryside and just do what she wants to do. Except that one day that captain shows up on her doorstep. He'd been receiving her letters all these years and says that she now must marry him or else he will reveal her secret. This is great. It's a lot of fun. Very funny, definitely recommend. My final recommendation for Marriage of Convenience is Wild Wicked Scot by Julia London. I really enjoyed this. It's an interesting one because it's about a husband and wife who had had an arranged marriage, and initially things did not go well. There were some major miscommunications. The wife ended up running away, and so when we really start getting into the meat of the story here, she's coming back for reasons for the first time in years, and they're seeing if they can kind of pick up the broken pieces and build a life together. I thought it was a really interesting take on a marriage of convenience, and I just thought the relationship and the way it came together was pretty beautiful. Definitely one that focuses more on the later stages of a relationship and the types of conflict that can arise, especially between two people who are not good at communicating with each other and are very, very different. Moving on from there, let's talk about fake dating or fake courtship. I do have yet another Tessa Dare recommendation. This is one of my personal favorite books from her. It's A Week to Be Wicked. This is interesting because it's about a blue stocking, a very nerdy young woman who is a paleontologist who wants to go to this supposedly men's only scientific conference to present a paper, but she needs a man to travel with her to get there, and she convinces this rake to take her and let people think that they're in a relationship together or they've run away together, when really her goal is to get to this scientific conference. Except that, of course, along the way, there are mishaps and there are some steamy moments. I really enjoyed this a lot. She's super nerdy, and it turns out that the rake is a closet nerd, which I love a whole lot. So there's like nerdy bedroom humor. I don't know, this made me laugh. It was definitely my thing. So if you like nerdy humor and are interested in this like sort of fake love affair, except that it becomes a real love affair, might try this one. I have one more historical recommendation, and then we're going to move into some of my contemporary recommendations. But another fake dating, fake courtship rec is My Fake Rake by Eva Lee. This is another one that you will find in my Friends to Lovers trope recommendations and my Cinnamon Roll Hero recommendations as well, which I can link up above if you haven't seen those. I love this whole series a lot. They're historical romances loosely inspired by 80s teen movies. They're a whole lot of fun. And in this one, we have a very nerdy hero and heroine. The hero is kind of like shy and quiet and awkward, and he's friends with the heroine, but she wants to catch the attention of somebody else. So she convinces him to have sort of a makeover and learn how to look and act like a rake to make the other guy jealous, except of course along the way they end up falling for each other. It's really wonderful, it's really cute and sweet, and I definitely recommend it. Again, fake dating that turns into something real. Moving into some contemporary romance picks, I have another one that was also in my Friends to Lovers rec. This is so good. It's like the perfect mashup of tropes. It's fake dating, it's Friends to Lovers, there's an only one bed situation, and this is Like Lovers Do by Tracy Livesay. This was just so lovely. The hero and heroine are roommates who've become best friends. They're both attracted to each other, but they're convinced that a relationship would not work because they want different things out of life. The heroine is a pediatrician workaholic, and the hero wants a woman who is just interested in getting married and having a family and settling down. So they're convinced it wouldn't work. But then when he gets invited on a trip with his ex-girlfriend and some other friends, he asks her to join him as his fake girlfriend, and things go from there. I love this. It's really beautiful. they have a great friendship, and it leads to more. Very, very sweet. I have two more options if you're looking for fake dating books, and they are from two of my favorite romance authors, so I highly recommend. First, we have A Prince on Paper by Alyssa Cole. This is the final book in the Reluctant Royals series. It follows one of the side characters from earlier books as she pretends to be in a romantic relationship with a European prince, and they end up just having this really cute relationship that develops. I loved this. It was great. It also has just good representation. It was good. I feel like this one doesn't get as much attention as it deserves, but I really enjoyed it. And my final pick for fake dating was also a lot of people's favorite romance of last year, and it was definitely up there for me as well. This is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. It's so cute. It's also another one I talk about in my Cinnamon Roll Heroes one because it's got a prickly heroine and a cinnamon roll hero. And after a video of them goes viral on social media, they decide to pretend to be in a relationship for reasons. And it's great. It's sweet. It's steamy. It's funny. It's romantic. Highly recommend. So whether you're looking for a marriage of convenience or a fake dating book, hopefully you found lots of new options to check out in this video. Talk to me in the comments down below and let me know any of your thoughts or feelings on anything I talked about. Question of the day, of course, is leave me one of your favorite fake dating or marriage of convenience trope romances. I know there's a lot more out there, but these are some of the ones that are on my bookshelves that I really loved. Talk to me in the comments down below, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.